Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for everybody for being here. We had 2 shows yesterday. Went great. We had a very interesting panelist on for the Josh Duggar show. We've actually been emailing back and forth, and I want her to weigh in on a couple of other cases. And here we are, sailing off into 2022. What a crazy year 2021 was. We have talked about a lot of insane parts of society, heartbreaking things, and at the end of the day, we all are still friends. Here we are. So let's see who's in here. Momo of 11. How are you, my friend? Momo was she was the big winner from the Christmas drawing. She won the big Amazon card. So congratulations to Momo. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Aggie. Moonlit, what's up, my friend? Superior Dreams. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? DT Driver, good morning. Michelle. Hey, Brooks and Kevin, mods in chat. How are y'all doing? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Dodging bullets. How are you? And yeah, we go through and we tell everyone hi, and we chit chat for a little bit, shoot the shit, whatever you want to call it. Had a couple comments yesterday, one particularly in a Facebook group, a lady saying, I can't get through the long introduction. Is there something wrong with saying hi? Is that where we're at now, that you just can't tell everyone hi and see what they're up to? My goodness. Good morning, Tamara. How are you? Matrix, how are you? Val's Variety Venue, good morning. You had one of the best comments yesterday. I couldn't get enough out of that comment. Cindy, good morning. Good morning. Katie Bird. Cindy, I had a cinnamon roll and coffee, and she's ready. That's a lot of sugar for me, my friend. Hello, Deb. But I would take that cinnamon roll in a heartbeat. Mama Kay, good morning. There's our girl, Cat Chats Crime and Coffee. Made the avatar in the thumbnail. Does amazing work on her channel. She's gone through some unfair things over the last week, but we'll get to that later. Pink Phoenix, hello. I got your email. I was going to talk about that next week. I'm not ignoring you. Hello, Pat. How are you? Just me. Good morning. Good morning. So it's going to be a fun, laid-back show. Little Country, good morning. Hello, Chase and Justice. Haven't seen you in a while. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Katrina, how's it going? Sarah, here's to a better 2021. Yep. Good morning, Eddie. Good morning. Country Christian, good morning. Thanks for asking. Doing good. Hello, Fiona. Hello. MH, hello. Papa, hello. Papa Roxy. Really cool name. Hello, S. Hagen. Hello. Sarah, good morning. One tired mama here. My son will be 3 on January 2nd, and I'm not prepared. Nope, because in a blink, they'll be 30. And there's nothing, mamas are always tired, my friend. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. But happy birthday to your son. Kat's got a birthday coming up. Her birthday's in a couple of weeks. I hate the month of January. Cold, dreary. Sun's way too far away from the planet. Christmas is over. New Year's is over. It's like, what are we looking forward to? Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. Now all we're talking about is upcoming vacations and stuff like that. But my son's birthday is in January. My oldest son's anniversary is in January. Believe it or not, on the same day. And it's actually kind of a funny story. I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Kat's birthday is in January. She's going to be 28, everyone. 28. Kathy says, foggy here this morning. Girl, me too. I woke up and I'm like, is someone having a fire around here? Because I can't see shit. What is going on? And yeah, it was just nothing but fog. So let's see how foggy Kevin B's doing this morning. Good morning, Kevin B.
Good morning, Brooks. Good morning, everybody in YouTube land. Hey, my birthday's in January, too.
I didn't know if you want that brought up. Now, are you 28 again like Kat, or what age
are
you using this
I'm
year?
21.
21? Really? So you haven't been driving very long, Kevin.
Yeah, plus 42. No.
Erica said her daughter had her birthday on the 1st of January. So a New Year's baby? Wow. New Year's baby. Loving the bunny suit, Kevin. Do you have one of those in real life?
Yeah. To the lady that said her 3-year-old, that's okay because with kids, they tell you what you don't know, and then when they're 18, they come back and tell you the rest. If that makes sense. Hello?
I actually muted
Uh-oh.
myself. I actually muted
Oh.
myself. No, you're exactly right. I mean, especially when they get to be teenagers. Well, I mean,
Oh
honestly,
God.
even when they're toddlers, it feels like you're on a game of Jeopardy.
Exactly.
And how many of us go along with what our kids say? I mean, my son was 6 years old and swore to me there was a dinosaur in the backyard, and I went out to look for it too.
Yep.
Have you ever been handed a plastic telephone and you didn't say hello? No, kids have a way with us.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll play with sometimes with my granddaughter and I like to play with her sometimes just see where our headspace is at, and they're so funny.
They are
Kids are.
hilarious. Yep.
Yep, they are. They're very, very precious.
I would do anything to go back, even if it's just for a day when my boys were
Mm-hmm.
little. Because there's so much
Yep.
stuff that we're so busy with our own lives, work, and I mean, everything else. That there's so much stuff that we miss and we remember later. And it's like, oh, man, I would do
Well,
anything.
yeah, I worked, like an animal. And I mean, I would work till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. And yeah, you can't get that time back.
Mm-mm.
Nope, and it ain't worth it.
Well, there's
In
only
the
24
long.
hours in a day, and you also have to keep food on the table. So I think we shouldn't be so
Yep.
rough on ourselves.
Yep. Yep. You gotta, I don't know, just do the best you can, and hope that your kids turn out all right.
That's all we can do. They,
Yep.
they can't raise themselves, if you know what I mean. We got to do the best we can do, and it's a tightrope some days because, like I said, you got to keep a roof over the head, food on the table, good environment.
That just brings me back to I just don't understand how these people do their kids the way they do them. I don't get it. I don't know, man. They're in a different planet than I am.
Well, and as we've learned from other cases, like we were talking about the Duggar family yesterday, they're millionaires. Okay, they have a huge
Mm-hmm.
brand. We were talking about the case of Argelio Pupo and Morgan King, very successful couple. Money doesn't guarantee the happiness, the success of children, and how they treat their children. What goes on behind closed doors, whether it's the Duggar family, the Wells family, what happened with Breasia Terrell, Argelio Pupo, and Morgan Keene, all different cases we've covered. If someone's scum, it doesn't matter how many zeros are in their paycheck.
Exactly. Yep. That money, chasing that money is not a good thing either. I mean, you got to have money to survive,
Mm-hmm.
but just to chase money and try to get all you can get, it ain't worth it in the end. Nope. Not my opinion.
No, and I get what you're saying, but you have to have some security in your life because I mean, in this society, we don't barter chickens anymore. You know what I mean?
Nope. Yep.
Jennifer said we have a leg lamp in our living room.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jennifer, put a picture of that in Discord, please. Please.
For sure.
I've got to see that. I have got to see that.
I like it in that show when the dad gets the box, the wood crate, and he goes, it says Fragile. It's from Italy.
I know, and he won, and all the neighbors are like,
yeah,
it's a major accomplishment, a major prize. Mm-hmm. I think I put in Discord Christmas Day. I'm like, okay, so how many people are watching Christmas Story? And a lot of people are like, yep, it's on 24 hours, 7 p.m.
nonstop
the next day.
Yeah, that Christmas Story and Rudolph, those are the two classics. And the Grinch.
Yep, Grinch is my favorite Christmas character. Yep. It is. It is.
Hmm.
Erica said you can take it with you, but you can't go anywhere without it. True. And you have never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. Nope. What you earn, you can't take with you. So do the best you can. Time management, loving people, telling your kids, like Kevin says every day, that you love them, even if they get annoyed with it, because someday they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you don't have kids, tell a family member, tell somebody that you love them or something. Just say it every day so it becomes habit.
So have you reached out to Don Wells today and told him you loved him?
Oh God, Don Wells, what a year it's been with him, huh?
Yep. And we only had half a
Man,
year with him.
God, yeah, only a half of a year. That unbelievable. I mean, if you look back on all the stuff we have talked about, unbelievable. If you look back on this whole, I don't know if you want to call it a journey, a shit show, or whatever, they just unbelievable that all that has taken place in a little over 6 months.
Yep. Because the first show on this channel was June 4th.
Hmm.
Just Me was in here that day. She's been here since before the beginning, because the
Wow.
beginning was a Facebook page and then a lot of Facebook groups. I hate Facebook because I hate the censorship, and I really get tired of being put in Facebook jail every time I give my opinion. So I was like, cool, I'm going to do a channel. At least I can talk to people that way, do a channel and do a Discord. Then met Kevin a few months later. We were emailing back and forth, and hell, you're on here every day. I mean, you're the biggest part of the channel. Everybody loves you.
Oh no, I'm not the biggest part. I think our community, to me, in my opinion, is the biggest part. I really appreciate all the people. I mean, there's a lot of them that have stuck with not letting Summer's name go cold,
Mhm.
and the other cases. But we've talked about Summer a lot, and
Well, Summer is the missing child. And I'm glad
hmm
that you brought that up, because one, the community is the most important. Not as
right,
important as the missing children or the case we're talking
no,
about, which that goes without saying.
right,
But I mean, I had an email. I actually got it over Christmas weekend, and I thought, wow, that's really sad. Basically, talking about, you need to leave the whole thing with Summer alone. It's getting old. It's getting
yeah,
ridiculous.
okay,
She's missing. She's missing. She is missing. While
yeah,
you're sitting and sipping your hot cocoa and watching your Christmas lights twinkle at you, this child, it went through something horrific, and you're saying to leave it alone?
yeah. And in my opinion, Summer didn't have a holly jolly Christmas at all. Um,
We saw Candace's Facebook post from December of 2020, and it had a skull with smoke coming out of it saying, "It's not going to be a good Christmas for my kids, but at least they got family that loves them." If that wasn't foreshadowing, that was like a Shakespeare foreshadowing. Like
hmm
and that was December 14th. 6 months later, June 15th, Summer got gone.
Yeah,
Not going
where's
to
the family that loves her? Where are they? I haven't seen them at all. Where are they? Because it damn sure ain't Don, Candace, and Grandis. That's for sure. They don't love anybody but them damn selves. You know,
No. I mean,
they
unless
don't.
it's like I was saying that one day, Candace put that picture up from the restaurant in Gatlinburg where Summer is in the coffin.
Coffin.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mommy and Daddy love you. We're gonna look everywhere for you. We're not gonna stop looking for you. And I said that day, did you think she was gonna answer the phone at Mary's? Did you think she was gonna be getting swimming lessons from Benny at the hotel pool? Did you
I
think
couldn't believe that. Now,
really?
that one, out of all the freaking stunts that these people have pulled, that one with Candace and Benny at the pool, that was absolutely, I don't even know the words for that one. That's so, I don't know, gross, disturbing, whatever. It's just, that took it to a whole new level,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Nothing
That's
like
just,
partying it up while your child is
yeah, no
somewhere
shit.
within a 15-mile radius. Now think about it. All right, your
Yep.
child is missing, and you know that the TBI, the search grid, is like right around your house. How on earth do you sit at your house, grinning ear to ear, getting drunk, making prank phone calls, making friends with people on Facebook? Some of these people are in Washington State. They don't know where your daughter's at. Share her missing flyer and all that stuff I get, but you're spending more time talking to perfect strangers than you are walking your own property. That is disturbing. That is disturbing. Yeah, you're right, Erica. Yeah, most of the year we spent talking about Sophie Long. Wonderful outcome to that case. She is finally away from her father. And we did tie that up, because once we start with the case, we don't stop. We do not stop. In February is when Henry Dinkins goes to trial for the murder of Breasia Terrell. We will be covering that. We're not here for views and things like that. I understand that it's not a heavily covered case and a lot of people don't follow it. Hope everybody jumps in, because Breasia does deserve that justice. She definitely does, and we're going to give it to her. So does anybody make New Year's resolutions? Anybody have one?
I didn't make one. I haven't made one this year. Yep, for next year. Sometimes you just wing it day by day, right?
Well, I don't think you should change anything about yourself, Kevin.
You know what? I just was thinking, you were talking about, they haven't even looked on their own property. That's just not how grieving parents act. My wife's sister's son um, is missing in Colorado, and he
Never
has
told me
never
this.
been found. The only thing they found was his cigarettes, his lighter, and his shoes. And he was with a bunch of other people, and come to find out, they were into this really deep goth thing. But anyway, my point is, there's days in the sun where his mom and dad still go out to look for him, and he's been missing for years, and they
Years. I
still
did
go.
not know that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've never told you, but they still go out and look for him. Now, what has Don and Candace done? Absolutely nothing to look for their daughter that they say got abducted. Well, if that's the truth, why aren't they looking?
I would definitely be looking around my property. I would
Yeah,
never
no
want them in
shit.
my house FaceTiming trying on hats. That's for sure. And your nephew reminds me a lot of another case that we covered this year, Mark Fullerton. And basically, I mean, he's an adult, and Pemiscot County in Missouri has really not done a lot to find him. And I don't know if everybody in here knows this, but Chris McDonough, his team is actually helping our friend Stacy Jones to try to get a resolution to what happened to her daughter Michaela.
Yeah, that's bad.
And we've worked really hard to help Stacy, because she was running into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. Michelle, you're right. Nothing at all that cuss someone who tries to help. Yeah, remember the whole EquiSearch debacle?
Yeah.
Boots on the
What'd they
ground.
do?
Boots
Throw
on the
Dave Rader
floor.
under the throws Dave Rader and Tim Miller under the bus.
Yeah, they were at the lake swimming. No, they weren't at the lake
Yeah.
swimming, dude. Nobody was out there tubing at the lake. They were looking for your daughter.
Well, nobody swims in that damn horse pond that I know of but Summer. That place is absolutely gross. There's all kinds of shit in the water. I mean, that is not a place to take a damn 5-year-old kid to swim.
Without a life vest
Yeah.
on. Now, mind you, I've swam in some, some pretty shady places, coal pits, ponds, stuff like that. My kids have too. Not gonna lie. When you're out in the country, you never know what's under that water. Not the safest
Ugh.
thing. But you're gonna have some safety gear on your kids.
Yeah, or a car seat in the car.
Uh-huh.
Why that day didn't they have a car seat on that day? Why? When all the other videos, Summer's the ones she's in a car seat. Why that day was Summer not in a car seat? That's what I want to know too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Tammy says Don says he knows she's in a meth house. Yeah, he has been he's been reviving that rumor. He has.
Fuck him.
He's made a couple phone calls saying that she could actually even be in a motel room somewhere.
Oh
It
my
depends on if
gosh.
we're going to get the Apostle Don or Drunk Don. That depends on
Right.
what we're getting.
Pope
Because
Don Paul.
uh-huh. So if you know that she's in a meth house, why don't you tell the TBI? Just like you were telling your daddy you're getting ready to turn on Candace. Why don't you tell the TBI? You're telling the wrong people, because the people you're talking to can't help you, can't help your daughter, and they cannot bring resolution to this horrific situation.
Well, first of all, why would she be in a meth house? Why would she even be subjected to them kind of people? Think about that for a second. That just shows you what kind of company Don and Candace keep. That's all that is.
Well, you are the company you keep, and I would think
Yeah,
that with
exactly.
all the people that the TBI said they looked into, registered sex offenders, people that are drug addicted in the area, they looked into them. They went through it. He's just throwing out throwing another wrench out there. That's what we do, right?
Deflection.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But in my experience, drug addicts don't want kids. They want money and drugs. They don't want a 5-year-old girl. That's even for him to say that, it's just bullshit. It's just another, like you said, a wrench, a deflection. That's all it is. It's
But
just
also think
bullcrap.
about this. He's throwing that stuff out there so people lose faith in law enforcement, because he's saying
Right.
that he knows where she's at and that the TBI is not doing anything about it. Now you're telling me, okay, I'm going to compare it to the case of Sophie Long. The U.S. Marshals, the embassy, the FBI got a tip where she was with her father. Long story. And they busted that up really quick. They've already brought her back to U.S. soil. She's going to be okay. But like Yvonne said, he saw it with his own eyes, but he didn't do anything. Don, if you saw her in a meth house or at a hotel or whatever you're saying, why didn't you grab your daughter? You're a big old boy, Don. You're not some little 110-pound soaking wet dude. You're a big old boy. Why didn't you grab your 40-pound daughter and get the hell out of there? What's going on here? It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a total lie.
Why didn't you call 911?
If he knows where she's at, why don't he get her?
Tell me where she's at. Give me the address.
Yeah, no shit. I'll go get her.
Give me the address. I'm not going by myself. I'm not going by myself. But you've got a phone with you all the time. Call 911. I think my daughter's in there.
I guarantee you, Summer is not with a meth addict. I'll guarantee you that. I'll say that till the day I die. Summer is not with some meth addict. And the thing of it is, if she is alive, I wouldn't even, I mean, I don't even go there. My head doesn't go there because in my opinion, I do not believe Summer is still on Earth. So, well, physically maybe, but not spiritually.
No, it's sick. It's sick to
Yeah,
even
it
hear that
is.
stuff out there. But here's the thing.
Yep.
It's like, what was said. I don't even remember the date. It all runs together. When he said, TBI doesn't know shit. They don't have anything. I'm telling you right now, they know and have a lot more than you think.
Yep.
They're not
I
telling
guarantee you.
They're not telling you. And like Erica said, it's a father's job to protect his children, period. Absolutely right. In most households, the father is the leader of the family. If dad's not around, it's definitely up to mom. It's actually up to both of them. I shouldn't even say that. So why didn't you tell old Candace, who could whip a bear, Summer's in a meth house. Send her over in the Subaru.
I always knew something was going to happen to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then why didn't you protect her, asshole? You know, Don,
Yeah.
Candace, they make me sick. I cannot stand them anymore. They are absolutely pathetic. Period. So is Grandma.
So what about the people that say if we're wrong, not just about this case, but other cases, are we
Oh, well.
going to all apologize? Are we all going to apologize?
Nope. I will never apologize for them pathetic parents. They're terrible. Okay. Let's just pretend they didn't have nothing to do with Summer. Okay. They're still shitty parents. They still treated their kids like shit. They still abused and neglected their kids. We've seen it with our own eyes. We don't need court papers. We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, they lived in a shithole.
And you know what? I'm over the house. I'm over the
Yeah,
house.
me
How
too.
people keep their house, that's on them. That's totally on them.
Yeah.
But the way that Summer, and you could see in the pictures, was neglected and taunted.
Yep.
When she was having when she was upset, when she was crying,
Oh,
in a
slap
bad
you.
mood. I mean, the pictures of the boys are, grinning ear to ear, lined up. And I'm not saying anything about the boys. I'm not saying anything about the boys. Do not think that. You could clearly see Summer was not loved by her mother.
Absolutely not. Or her dad, in my opinion. But yeah, Summer, remember when Summer was in the car seat and then Cam just screamed something at her while they were driving? Like, you better shut up or I'll, you know, she didn't even do anything wrong.
No.
You know? I'll
Now,
slap you.
about yesterday's show, we did have some comments of people saying that it's not our business where her toys are. We need to leave Robin alone. We're 6.5 months into this, and we have never said anything about Robin. We have always skated around the subject. The only reason we said anything is because of the weird and disrespectful and tacky speech she gave last weekend, a few days ago, whatever, where she said she was a little sad that Summer's not here anymore. I don't see why anyone's down with that, and they want to protect this woman who has basically interfered with a police investigation, considering law enforcement has never said that red truck is not something that they want to discuss. It's not my business. I'm not the one with the case file. They still have it out there. They're not going to have all of us chasing our tail to play games with us. They want her found. If they didn't want her found, there wouldn't have been drones, helicopters, dogs, thousands of people, multiple agencies on foot trying to find her. There's a reason they want to talk to whoever was driving that truck, or truck that looks like it. So basically what we were saying is, we didn't even mention it back in July when she was telling people not to look at the red truck. She was defaming a missing poster, marking it out, saying nope. She would hand out flyers, but say, don't worry about this part. That was not for her to do. That was not for her to do.
Well, she has a red truck, don't she?
She does, but I mean, it wasn't her truck.
No.
But that's the only thing I can think of. She wanted to make sure people weren't going to be bothering her. And I love this comment. S. Hagen. If Robin wants to be left alone, she needs to stop talking.
Exactly.
All you got to do is STFU. Shut up.
If you want people to quit talking about you, then quit giving them ammunition. Right?
That's all you got to do. It's very easy to not say a damn word.
Exactly. Unlike us.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not involved. I don't know anybody involved. I'm just like
blown
away.
Me either.
I've been blown away since I heard about it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Children do not just vanish.
Nope.
big difference between Dawn and Candace. Okay, has everyone, and we've never covered it on this channel, the case of little Michael Vaughn, Monkey. Now, he has been abducted. Why there's not an Amber Alert, I don't know. I think that's very odd, unless they're getting ready to close in on where they think he's at. I don't know. His mother talks about him in present tense. Stacy Jones, who knows her daughter is no longer living, talks about her daughter in present tense. Dawn and Candace have talked about Summer. Dawn at first talked about her in present tense and then stopped doing that. It became was. Very early on, we're going to talk about this next week. I think it was Robin's first interview with WJHL, when she was talking about Summer, it was, she was. I never brought it up. So how can all these people continually talk about her as if she's no longer, or not even use her name?
My daughter's been gone for 5 years now, and I still don't talk in past tense. I don't at all. And it's not that like I'm trying to. I just don't. I don't ever talk about her in past tense. Unless somebody asks, I have to say my daughter passed away. But yeah, you're right. Don, they have talked about, especially Don, past tense since the very get-go. The very get-go.
Well, when they finally started talking, it took them a while to, cough up the balls to talk. And that's always been very odd. Very odd for me.
Yeah,
Tammy
it's just
said, when baby Lisa Irwin was abducted, law enforcement bugged the parents' house to get audio evidence of their involvement. Why hasn't the Wells hovel been bugged? They wouldn't tell us, and they wouldn't tell them, because if people know that their phones are bugged, they're not going to say anything. Law enforcement. It's not like true crime back in the 90s, early 2000s, where they would give constant updates and tell the public what's going on. Anymore, it is, they don't say anything. You're very, like this case, okay, like we're talking about Summer right now. What do we really know? And I don't mean our opinions. What do we really know? There's an Amber Alert. TBI said she went missing the early afternoon of June 15th. The last person to see her was her mother. Her mother called 911. I still don't know if Dawn called 911. That's what Candace says. That's what he says. We don't know because we've never heard. That's all we know about this case. We know about what went on the day of June 15th. Hunter saw her. Allie saw her. These different places they went to. That's what we know. That's all we know. That's all. I'm serious. In a nutshell, that's all we know. Everything else is just us on the outside looking in. That's it.
Yep.
Good point, Mama Kay. But wouldn't the boys have been the last to have seen her? If the planting flower story.
I don't think they ever saw her.
I
don't think the boys ever saw Summer.
Nope. I think they were asleep.
Nope.
They took Summer. I'd be very, very, very surprised if within their interviews they ever said that the whole planting flower story was real. Real. I don't see it. I just don't see it at all.
I don't either. No way.
And I mean,
no way that little girl was no way that girl was abducted.
No. Nope. And we've gone over that. Now, Dawn and Candace are never going to stop with the abduction theory. Okay.
Nope.
We know that. But I'm going off. I just go off what's being the facts. The facts are the FBI card unit said there's no signs of an abduction. TBI said no abduction. Dawn and Candace, I'm just going off what they said. Okay. That one lady's always after you, Kevin, saying that, you don't want any information. You don't want facts. These are the facts. Dawn and Candace said she would have never wandered off. So I go back to December 15th, the TBI update that said, or foul play. So we ruled out 2, because they said no abduction. The parents themselves said she would never wander off. It's foul play.
Well, in my opinion, the way I look at this whole case is there are so many red flags, legitimate red flags, that it is mathematically impossible for an abduction. You can look at it that way.
Mhm.
Okay? There are so many red flags that it would be mathematically impossible for an abduction. And you know what I'm going to do? I should sit down and pick out all the legitimate red flags and then find out mathematically the ratio. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just there are too many red flags, too many for this to be an abduction. Period.
Way
There
too
just
many.
is way too many. Way too, the truth. How many times have we said this? The truth is the truth. It stands alone. It doesn't waver. It doesn't change
Well,
like
and
their
we talked
stories.
about this yesterday as well. We said, people may not like the truth, but they accept the truth and they understand it.
Right.
When our minds go haywire is when we hear so many different stories and every one of them are implausible. Okay, Kendall Ray has a huge channel. She got like 3 million and some subscribers, okay? She did a show about summer. Now this woman will not speculate, she will not do drama. She
No.
won't throw any of that out there. And she very rarely does a video about an ongoing investigation for obvious reasons, okay? Because a lot of us have been we've been down that alley. When you're talking about an ongoing investigation, you can get yourself in hot water real quick.
Mm-hmm.
In this video, she was throwing a lot of shade at Candace, and I mean a lot. Just her mannerisms and her saying this makes no sense, this makes no sense. It was pretty telling. That video has gotten, the last I checked, over 600,000 views. That's a lot of new people looking at Summer Wells, and that's a good thing. So I
You
know
know
some
what?
people have reached out to me and they're like, hey, look, I listened to the video and I know all that stuff. I get it. It's really not the point. The point is that 600,000 new people that know about Summer and what happened to her. She got gone.
Well, we must be doing something right. I mean, we had, I don't know if you've talked, but we had a radio station that wanted to talk to us about it in Knoxville.
Yep, we did. We
Well,
did. And we were just
we
like,
didn't do the show.
no,
We
we were just
didn't
like,
do it.
no.
Yeah. But yeah, the radio station wanted, in Brooks in Knoxville to talk about summer. And but the thing of it is it's so aggravating because this little girl, she needs to be found and get justice. And all they're doing is throwing wrenches in it to try to deflect us here and there. But it ain't going to work because we ain't going to quit, Don and Candace, until that little girl is found or something. She gets justice or something. I ain't never going to let up on these clowns, ever. No way. That's the only Summer brought me to YouTube. I just stumbled across the case and I called Brooks on a live one day and then it took off from there. But the thing of it is, we're not going to give up, and that I'm going to go right back to what I said earlier about our true crime community, on Crime Lines and Live. I just want to thank, there's so many people that are so invested in this case from day one.
And they show up for the other cases too.
Yes, they do.
Because I'm telling you, every child is important. Not to change the subject, but like I said, we're just having a laid back show. Did you hear about the Maxwell case yesterday?
No, I did not.
She was found guilty 5 of 6 charges, but everything is sealed. And I'm not cool with that at all, because I think that the public needs to know how many, and obviously they're very powerful, affluent men were involved. And I think they should all be prosecuted.
What happened? I'm sorry because I don't know.
It's that Epstein thing. She was
Okay.
helping him get these girls.
Right.
Tammy said she's looking at 70 years. She's looking at 70 years. I don't know. Yeah, she is
70.
guilty. Yep. See, but the thing is I mean, I guess she would rather live in jail than be dead, because, Epstein was getting ready to talk. He was going to hand over all the names. And then he had that unfortunate accident in his cell in New York. So, like I said, it doesn't matter if we're talking about, the elite of the elite, or we're talking about people like Don and Candace. The way children are treated is so disgusting. Hell, we were talking about Duggar yesterday. She's probably going to get us 10 years. How the hell would you ever let him back into society?
Yeah, and he watches an 18-month-old baby get raped violently. That is so sick. That man, wow. You can't even, my mind can't even go there. I don't, that's just unbelievable to watch some shit like that. Come on.
You pay for it. You pay.
Gee, that's gross.
And you watch it over and over. My God.
Yeah, they need to film him being raped by some convicts.
Oh, no, he's got better protection than the children that were violated. He's secluded. We talked on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they brought him something that kind of resembled turkey, and he got to have Christmas. I mean, obviously by himself. But yeah, there's no protection for these children. And I'm telling you, we can't even depend on these parents anymore. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I really, I've said it many times since June. I really hope that neither Don, Candace, or Grandis are any way involved with this, because I cannot take another situation where a parent hurts their child, kills their child, gets them gone, whatever the case may be. I would rather it be a phantom abductor. And I know that's sick to say, but I would rather look at the boogeyman than to think that these children are going through horrific things in their own home. But I don't see it. I didn't see it June 16th when I talked about it. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
No, and what doesn't make sense is Summer got abducted right there, broad daylight, up in a rural holler, and Candace didn't see a damn thing, but yet she was out on a walk. Folks, that don't make sense.
Nope, because her own mom and daddy are sitting there saying she would have never wandered off. They tell on themselves too much. Father's Day, when Don gave his interview, I'm sorry, it was the day after, so that would have been June 21st. When dipshit Don was like, yeah, she walked out of the basement, out of that door. Okay. Then why didn't ask your wife? Ask your bride there, Don. Well, which direction did she go? Did you hear the door? How do you know she walked out that door? I would have had 1,000,005 questions that minute, and they would have come out in 15 seconds.
And what did Candace say?
No
one in, no one out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They both contradict each other. One said, it's... And then the one that really got me was the Dr. Bill show when Candace said the damn blue minivan. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but she brought that up to Chris McDonough when they were down at the water. And Chris McDonough was like, what? It was never on the Amber Alert. The red truck that is still on, they still aren't letting that go. So she'll throw out anything. You throw enough shit, it's going to stick. Tamara said abducted, while everyone else saying they were on high alert in the neighborhood that day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jody is another one. She's another one. She's just like a Robin. She has got to get her 2 cents in. She's enjoying talking to people, enjoying her somewhat notoriety. Why were you on high alert? And if you were on high alert and you heard a scream, you would have instantly called 911.
Well, JS is so high on opiates, I don't know how she could be on high alert.
Because let me tell you something right now. If I'm on high alert and my spidey senses are going off, then out of the blue, I hear an animalistic, childlike scream, or however that was phrased. It'd have been 911. Not waiting 2 months to get on Facebook and talk about it.
Hell, and what did we say? I imagine there was a ton of screaming going on up on 110 Ben Hill Road for way before summer got gone. I guarantee you there was screaming going on in that house.
They love to talk, though. They love to hear themselves talk. Oh, I was on high alert that day. I was on high alert that day. I wish I could have done more because I heard a scream. Girl, you were probably asleep because let's face it, you Facebook from 9 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning. I have a hard time believing you were even awake that day.
Yeah, and you can't even talk straight. You slur your words. I mean, higher than a damn kite. That's my opinion of her. So I don't believe anything that damn woman says. And she's still living there. She's a liar. Yeah.
I tell you, Kevin, sometimes I wonder if you have a crystal ball, because the minute these people come out, I always give them the benefit of the doubt, and you instantly say, bullshit.
Yep.
Don't you?
Yeah, I did. I told Brooks. I mean, I'll say it. I told Brooks, don't believe one damn word that lady says. And Brooks was like, well, I'm like, no, this lady's high and she's lying. And sure enough, and then, I'm not trying to brag about myself, but I also said the very first show.
Buddy. Brag away, buddy. When you're right, you're right.
Yeah. Then the very first show that I said, Don has got a bunch of skeletons in his closet. Well, they all fell out, and these people are just liars. That's all they are. They're drug addicts. I'm not saying you're a drug addict. If you're a drug addict, you're some worthless person, because I am. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they are lying, and why is it they always got to talk when they're all fucked up on drugs and alcohol? Then they got to talk. It's like, shut up. Go find your frickin' daughter. And quit spreading rumors.
Well, what happens when the spirits go in. The truth comes out, or they're looped up. They're looped up and they're ready to talk. That's what they do. That's when they talk. They don't have the nerve. They don't have the intelligence, cognitive skills, or any kind of intellectual ability to talk when they are lucid and sober.
Right. Why is it the only time they really, really talk is when they're lit up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lit up. Then they'll talk, you see, because it's the alcohol and drugs talking, But if they're not high, they don't have nothing to say good. I mean, there's nothing. They don't do anything to find their damn daughter if she got abducted, and that right there is to tell me that they know damn good and well she wasn't abducted, because their behavior speaks for itself. But it just does.
You got to stick with that. You've got to say she was abducted. You have to, because if they say, they can't change it now and say, well, maybe she did wander off.
Oh, they're never going to change that.
Because, they've said she was barefoot. Candace has always said she was barefoot. How far can you get barefoot? And kids move fast, don't get me wrong. But they don't move that fast.
Oh, no, what a joke. It's just such a joke.
I still don't think she made it back to the house.
I don't either, so.
I don't think the boys saw her.
If she did.
No.
If she did make it back to the house, she wasn't there very long, right? And she left again.
Uh-huh.
So we can go there,
You are exactly right.
Yeah, I don't think the boys ever saw Summer walk in the house, period. I do not believe. You know why I don't believe that? Because I don't believe Candace walked her over to the door at all. I don't believe that for 1 second. Candace and Don, I don't believe your bullshit. I hope they're listening. Worthless. They
And I
are.
also don't believe that Summer made some grand announcement when she walked in and that the boys,
Yeah.
we've all had children. Our children don't check on each other. They're never like, what are you doing? Are you okay? Do you need something? Our
Yeah.
children don't. They mind their own business. They do. I don't believe that Summer made some grand announcement saying, I'm going to the dungeon to play with toys. I don't believe that. That is not
Yeah.
how children act.
Look, here I am. I'm going to the basement to play with my toys.
Just so you
Yeah.
three know. But I mean, her mother walks her to the porch, but doesn't make
Bullshit.
sure where she's going to be inside the house. None of it makes sense. It's never made
Nope.
sense.
Nope. You know why it doesn't make sense? You know why? Because it ain't the damn truth.
Not the truth.
Uh,
If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And
nope.
like I said, if you're helicopter mom, if you're mom patrol, and you had to hold her hand, did she have shoes on then? On then? I don't know. And make sure you walk her over to the porch or stacked up pallets, whatever you want to call it, to get in the door. Then you'd make sure if you're that type of mom, mind you, my kids walked themselves in and out the door all the time. As soon as they knew how to walk, they knew and open doors. Sorry, didn't work that way. Not that I'm a bad mother or I didn't care. It just kids are all over the place.
Listen, they live up in a. Okay, let's look at this. Look how rural that area is, okay? It's a dead end road. To turn your car around is literally kind of a chore because of both sides of the road, okay? So, you know, it's just there is no damn way that this and somebody just knew. I mean, like I think it was Chris McDonough that first said it. The stars had to align for this to happen. I mean, the happening in a rural area like that on a dead end road, the middle of the day. Uh, Candace goes for a walk, but yet she's scared of the coyotes, the bears, and the snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Don sitting there. I always knew something was going to happen to her, but I'll see her in the resurrection. Well, what does that tell you?
Yeah. Now he waited a month to say that because
Yeah, he did.
his first interview, he said they were hopeful. He hopes everything's
Yep.
okay. He said some bad guy got her. He didn't use her in past tense. It wasn't until a few days later that we started this cartel, Biden, Trump, all that weird stuff started coming out. That's why I've always kind of wondered, like, how much did he really know?
That's, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's the point where he found out about Summer. When he changed his whole demeanor, he did a 180. And I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think that's when Candace said something to him. I just do.
I think she slipped enough or flat out told him.
Yep.
He's holding something over his head, which, by the way, word to the wise, wouldn't matter. Because when you are guilty of murder, getting your daughter gone, kidnapping, whatever felony they stick them with, you can't at that point say, well, Donnie was mean to me and he was doing this to the kids. No one's going to care.
No, they're not.
No one's going to care. No one. No one. No one. No one. It's ridiculous.
I think, in my opinion, I think all three of them are in trouble. So that's my opinion. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I just think all three of them know what happened to Summer and they know where she is. That's all I'm going to say. And that's enough right there for me. There's no way that they haven't talked about this or something, in length. And the other thing that is so obvious to me is the story is so rehearsed. It
wasn't rehearsed well. It wasn't rehearsed well because obviously the three of them didn't have their story intact when she called Dawn
Right.
And Don said, we'll call 911. Don did
Mhm.
later say that he didn't believe that Summer was really gone until he got home. Allie did not believe her. Hunter did not believe her. I don't think Robin really believed her because, well, I mean, Robin's goofy. She's goofy as can be, and she's got something weird going on there. But for her to show up and say, oh, I got backpacks and stacks and we'll find her, she's basically thinking she doesn't think she's kidnapped. She's got to be around there somewhere. Like, nobody really seemed to believe Candace, which tells me right there she's not helicopter mom. You know what I mean? Doesn't
Mhm.
watch the kids all the time. So a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, no one believed Summer was truly missing. All right, so she calls 911 and she says, I took a walk and, 10 minutes later. Now, why after that whole day of running, running errands, laundry, all the stuff that she said she had going on, planting flowers, which aren't even flowers. We all know that. You decide, you haven't had enough exercise that day or enough anxiety. You take a walk. The bitch has never walked before. She didn't take a walk around there.
Nope.
So that
And if
was
she
her
did,
story to the dispatcher. That was her story to the dispatcher. Then we change it and we're like, no. But remember, the day after, I only go off of what she told the officials. I don't care about all these other stories, except for that none of it holds any water, none of it holds any merit, but that the next day, instead of being out looking around your property yelling for your daughter, she was on Facebook. She saw the news releases on WJHL, WVLT, and she was arguing with people. And she said that she was doing dishes and Summer walked out and she was barefoot and she was just gone.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And then we hear the planting flowers story. I'm surprised it hasn't changed since then. Because you look
What,
at
the planting flowers?
yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't changed.
Yeah, me
I really
too.
am. I think the reason they're stuck with that is because of WJHL, because they did, and it took her all that time to get out there, and whatever she was on, I will never know. I will never know because she was smirking, laughing. It was disgusting what we had to witness in that interview.
Fuck, she went to sleep at the Dr. Phil show outside on a bench.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You're going to Dr. Phil to talk about your abducted daughter and you sleep outside on a bench.
And in the
How could
green
you
room. In the
how
green
could you
room.
yeah, how could you even sleep? And then when the questions get tough, well, it's time to go.
Pulling off
I'm
those
being
wires.
interrogated.
Go help me. I just want to go home, Donnie. I want to go home. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer wants to go home too, right? And as bad as her environment was, and as bad as her house was, she probably would like to go home.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we got some new people in here. Hit that sub button and come see us every morning. We're here live. We're live every morning, so that's why things go wrong. We're not scripted or anything. And
Oh
we just
well, right?
yeah, whatever. Hey, Kevin, did you hear about the media manager?
The what? The what?
The media manager. I was hoping they would ask you, but they didn't.
No, what is it?
Media manager Wells. I believe it's Tim. As media manager of the Wells family, it is understood that many people may have questions that I can answer concerning how the media and entertainment industries are handled for the Wells family.
Oh my God.
I've got all day for this shit. Let me tell you, I've got so much to say. We're gonna talk about this more next week.
Yeah, no shit.
You may ask here on this Facebook page, and I will do my best to answer the questions, unless it would hinder the investigation. Who the hell has hindered the investigation except the three amigos, Robin and Jody?
Yep.
And a few YouTubers.
It damn sure ain't us.
Nope. Any questions concerning the case is only for law enforcement. Well, here we go,
Oh,
because law enforcement's getting real damn tired of people watching YouTube, especially the psychics and things like that, and tying them up saying, hey, there's a lady that says that she sees Summer every day in her dreams. I mean, people, they don't need that. They don't need that. My job is simple: to handle the professional media for the Wells
oh my
family.
God.
This is my skill set. You ought to see this dude. This is not his fucking skill set.
Hell, this dude's a bunch of bullshit already. I, I'm already calling a skunk right here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this is actually the job for you, Kevin, and I suggest you get on the
I
Wells
think
PR.
I will. Maybe Don and Candace will hire me to do their media work.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a good idea. Like, they haven't had enough press, because WJHL has covered this. I mean, every chance they get. WVLT, Fox News, Nancy Grace, Dr. Phil. Like I said, Kendall Ray just she got 600,000 views, if not more by now.
I only work with professional companies.
Well, I guess he hasn't
Oh,
heard of the Daily Mail or the Sun, because even scumbag Monica Sherrard got a pretty good payday by letting the Daily Mail come to her house. They want money. That'd be a good way to do it, because those two tabloids do pay for interviews. Obviously, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, so he only works with, to handle the professional media for the Wells family. This is my skill set. I only work with professional companies in the news media and entertainment industries. Now, you know why he's saying that? Because the word on the street is they're trying to get something set up with like Lifetime for a movie and Netflix.
no.
Uh-huh. And I think you should
Oh
narrate it,
my
because Kevin, you've got a great
God.
voice. I think there'd be nothing wrong with inviting you to the club. Okay.
Right. I'll gladly do it for him.
Okay. I maintain the technical aspects of the website, YouTube, and Facebook for the family. Do they even have
Oh
a
my
Facebook
God.
page anymore? I thought that had a fallen out and it went down. Because I mean, the GoFundMe, that went in the toilet real goddamn fast. I mean, they got like $1,200 and shut the shit down. I filter out any improper messages, emails, questions, or threats according to industry standards.
Okay, well, what about Don taking a shit and Candace passed out in the recliner? I guess that is the industry standards, right? Wow. This is a bunch of bullshit, this
Mhm.
right here. This guy is, I have,
He-
God knows who this dude is or who it is.
well, we know
Her.
who it is, yeah, but he's no Hollywood agent, if you know what I mean. He's no Ari Gold from Entourage, if
No,
you know what I mean.
absolutely not.
Yeah, this is no Ari Gold. Anyway, I handle no money, do not get involved in money issues, except when helping the family keep
Hmm.
the reward fund from being discontinued.
There you go.
Nor do I pay out money to anyone. Thank you for your interest in this case. The restoration, The restoration of the Wells family and the finding of their daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells, TM.
The restoration. I hope that guy has a long time to restore him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You what? And they should have ended it with, yes, and Summer is our cash cow. That's what they should have put at the end of that. What a bunch of bullshit that is.
Well, if you want to be their friend and you want to be their media manager, the first thing you tell them is, don't talk to anybody.
Just me.
Don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. And if you really want to be their friend and you want to be a good advisor, all three of them need an attorney, not a media manager. Because even though they have not been formally accused, they have not been charged, they need an attorney. They need an attorney.
I've said it a few times. Yeah, they're gonna. They have plans to make money off of this, and there's some individuals. I'm not even going to name the creators or anything, but you'll know that are guiding and telling these Don and Can what to do. There's people that are in this just for the money. They could care less about summer. Seriously, all they see is a mighty buck coming their way. You know, that's okay. Accept that blood money. You'll be sorry.
Well,
Karma's a bitch.
happy endings don't make people money, do they?
Nope. Nope. That was. I wonder who that person. What a joke that was. What you just read. I mean, come on.
Guys, who in here thinks that Kevin should be the media manager for the Wells family? Put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Because I mean, I think we have a whole new election for Kevin. People say Kevin 2024, but I think this would be a job for you, my friend. I do.
Maybe Donald,
guide him just correctly.
Don and Candace will reach out and want. Yeah, I'm sure they want us on their team.
Yeah, Jen said, everyone's saying yes. We got ones floating up everywhere. Everyone, here we go, everybody. Kevin for media manager. So when you become the media manager, can you please ask him to get an attorney? Because that might actually bring some help to Summer.
Yeah, no shit, huh? What are they going to do? Make a movie about some parents that lied and went to prison because they got their daughter gone? That's the only movie I see. A family that didn't give a shit about their kids, period. And I mean, what's the movie going to be? The movie should, if you want to do a real life movie, it should be child abuse, child neglect. And then the parents lie and try to scam everybody, and then they go to prison. End of story. That's the only movie they're going to see. You watch.
And I don't think the media manager understands. If Netflix or Lifetime does a movie about you, it's not good. It's not good. It means something very, very terrible happened in your home on your watch.
Yep.
It's not good.
What a joke this guy is. Whoever this is, her, him, she, he, whatever. Their media manager. They're damn rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to even be involved with them, period.
No.
At all, for nothing.
No. So yesterday we talked about how they want a petition, which I guess this came from the media manager too, that all Walmarts put up Summer's flyer. As we discussed, and I saw a ton of comments yesterday, everyone's like, my Walmart has missing children's flyers. No petition needed, lazy ass. You go put them up. You start.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, is there a Walmart within 15 miles of your house? If there's a Walmart within 15 miles of your house, I'd be targeting that one. Not all the rest of them. That's the search grid, my friend. That's the search grid. What are you doing? What are you doing bothering people that have work to do? Understaffed, don't even have the same store hours anymore. But you want a petition to go and take up their time? You take them around, asshole. You take them around. Your wife.
Yeah, get off your ass and go take the flyers. Why is it everybody else's job to try to find Summer? Why is it everybody else's but not Don and Candace's? Why? Get off your ass, Don and Candace, and go look for your frickin' daughter. You're the one that's saying she got abducted, but yet you don't do anything. You guys are worthless. Yeah. Man, they just, they want everybody else to do their work for them, to go find, the only reason they're not looking for her is because they know she wasn't abducted.
They
That's,
know she was abducted, and the
they
first
know damn good and well. Yeah.
it's kind of like when we did the show about, I can't remember if you were on there or not, talking about Scott Peterson the day that Lacey disappeared. And he called Sharon Rocha, his mother-in-law, no, former mother-in-law. And he said, Lacey's missing. And she was really perturbed by that. She's like, no, she's not. That's just such a weird thing to say. She's missing. She's a
Right.
not missing. She's around there somewhere. You know, she took a walk or something. She's not missing. So what parent, there's a lot of parents in here. Most of us are parents. Would you assume your child was abducted within 10 minutes? Or would you
No.
be looking around for your child? Even until the next morning, you would think, especially on 11 acres, she's around here somewhere.
Yeah. You'd be out looking for her. Like I just told you that, about the boy missing in Colorado. They still go and look for him. Something. Find a piece of his clothing or something. They don't sit at home and blame Walmart. Man.
Do they have a media manager?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think about
It is.
Mark Fullerton, and his family has taken this, just kind of like Stacey Jones. They've taken the bull by the horns because, you know what? I don't get into the whole law enforcement and, they're not doing their job because it takes a long time. And at the end of the day, it gets done. It takes a long time. Okay. It's like when you read arrest affidavits, you see it and you're like, wow, that's what they were doing the whole time. Damn. But these are families that have used all their resources to try to bring justice to what they know happened. I don't see it. I don't see
and this is for the people that don't think law enforcement's doing their job. Let me tell you something. The FBI, those guys pride themselves on solving cases. Okay? They don't just take a case like this and just sit back and go, oh, well, whatever. We'll let Walmart find them. No, these guys, they want to get the bad guy. Believe, you can bet that this is like one of their top priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that are involved and invested in this little girl in law enforcement. You can bet on that. They want the bad guy.
Well, I told you about my cousin who was
Yep.
in the OSBI and he retired. And
Yep.
he said it was very frustrating for him because they can have mounds of evidence and the DA is like, nope, can't sell it to a
Yep.
jury. Can't sell it to a jury. I need something that is going to sail this through because we can only do it once. And it's frustrating. Like Momo said, look at the Morphew case. When I read that arrest affidavit, I was like, wow, like Gannon Staunch. When I read that and I saw what really happened to Gannon, I mean, it was something that my simple mind could never wrap around because, for one, I'm not evil and I don't hurt people. But I'm like, that what was going on? And it took them all that time to put it together. And if they were going to cover this up, they would have covered it up June 15th. There would have never been one of the most extensive searches this country.
If they were going to cover this up, they would have already said she's been abducted. That would be if law enforcement was just didn't have they would have said, and this is my opinion, they would have said by now that she was abducted. They would have. No, what have they said? She wasn't abducted. And the thing of it is, and this is my opinion, I think that they want to find Summer for sure. And I think at this point, right now, that's the only thing that has kept him from being arrested, is they haven't found Summer yet. But it's going to get to a point. If they don't find her, the hourglass is going to run empty. And they're going to get arrested on circumstantial evidence, if nothing else. You watch.
And that takes a long time.
Yep.
A long time. Shauna said she didn't bother going to the neighbors asking if they have seen her or to ask them to help
Yeah.
look for her. Okay, so then we go back to the beginning with Ronnie Lawson saying we need all of the neighbors to search their property. It's mowing season. If you're not able to do it, call us. We'll send a deputy out and they will do it. If I asked my neighbor, can I look around because my child's missing? Obviously, they're going to say yes. If they said no, I would make sure to I'd probably just bang the door down and get in there. I would let law enforcement know.
Oh, so would I
Not to
immediately.
mention, they did treat it as an abduction at first because they had Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek blocked off. So if somebody did have summer, they couldn't get too far.
Yep. Yeah.
Tammy said, has John Walsh given his opinion on this case? He has basically said it is someone very, very close to Summer.
Well, what's the stats? What was it, like 1% that the parents aren't involved or something like that? It is so low on the scale. And if you take Summer, the abduction theory, on a dead end road in the hollers in a rural area in the middle of the day, it doesn't add up. None of it adds up. And like you've said, Brooks, a million times, the FBI card unit has said no abduction, and they have basically said foul play. I don't know how clearer they can make it.
Yeah.
Without coming right out and saying, yep, the parents are involved. They're not going to do that until after they're damn arrested. They're not going to say jack shit like that. Why would they? And I'll tell you what, there's a couple. I would love to know what TBI knows or FBI, and I would love to hear the 911 call.
I would love to hear it. Love
oh my God.
Very,
the demeanor
rarely,
in her voice would be telling.
Mm-hmm. Very rarely in these cases do they release that stuff so early.
Right.
You know, and that was one thing with the Casey Anthony case. Jeff Ashcroft talked about later. They should have never released when Cindy Anthony called and said, it smells like there's a damn body in the car.
Hey, I have a question.
What?
Wouldn't, God, I just lost my train of thought. Shit. If it was an abduction, wouldn't law enforcement have released a 911 call by now? Why would they hold on to it if it was an abduction?
No idea.
Well,
I don't.
Just think about that for a second, though.
Well, I mean, I look at some other ones and where they were truly abducted. Now, I'm not going back. I mean, you know, like someone brought up a case from 1968. I totally understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying because there's a friend of our family that went missing in the 80s. Law enforcement then and the way they could investigate what was available to them is totally different than today. But,
yeah.
You know, I just noticed in these cases that they just don't. Like they still haven't released, unless I missed it, they still haven't released when Letitia Staunch called and said that Gannon ran away, that he went to a friend's house and didn't come back. Well, that was ridiculous because you knew what friend's house he was going to. She knew exactly what she did. They've got it figured out. I just think that it would be easier if they had Summer, for sure. Because like Momo brought up Barry Morphew, that took a year to put together a circumstantial case. Look at Maya Millette, her husband. That took a year to put together a circumstantial case. I mean, everyone talked about Alexis Sharkey. Nobody even knew. They just thought they had just given up on it. Next thing you know, the marshals are in Florida looking for her husband, and he committed suicide. They don't tell us these things. That's why we discuss, amongst ourselves.
Yeah, they're not going to say anything until there's already arrests being made. You know what I mean? They're not going to give a daily update of where the FBI stands right now and what they have. They're not going to come out and say, "Yep, we got this, this, and this, but we're waiting on this." They're not going to say jack shit until there's already arrest.
Or about to make an arrest or something like that,
Right,
or the deal is
something.
done, or the deal is done. Because if they tell us, then the people that are suspected know, they're not going to come on, WJHL or whoever they talk to, whoever they give their updates to, and say, well, last night at 5:03 we bugged all their phones. Okay, that's a dumbass thing to do. Or, hey, we plan to show up at their property tomorrow at 3 and we have a search warrant. Nah, doesn't work that way.
Well, see, here's what I don't want to happen, and this is just my opinion. I don't want, Donnie can't, they're not going to get a heads up. What if they decide, well, they know they're in trouble, they're going to prison, they just off themselves? We'll never find the answer. That's what bugs me.
Oh, it's been too long. It's been way too long. Let's just not even put that vibe out there. Because for one, they think they've gotten away with something.
Yep.
I think the whole thing is they never believed it would get to this level. And it's not near the level they think it is. Because a handful of YouTubers and a couple of mainstream medias have, put out an article. Doesn't mean she's on the front of People magazine every day like JonBenet Ramsey was. It's not anything mainstream.
That's another sad case.
Like they want to believe it is.
That's a case right there I wish they'd solve.
Well, I know. I mean, it's been open the whole time, and I know they put out, because I put it on the page and on the channel, that they've got some new tests they're doing on the DNA that they got. And that was very early. I mean, 1996 to get DNA. The testing practices weren't like they are now. So either the person that did those horrific, violent things to JonBenet was never in the system ever, or is dead by now. I don't know.
Well, somebody in that family knows what happened. That's for sure.
Well, they were cleared. They were all cleared.
I know, but
they were all cleared.
Huh. Wasn't there a lot of snow and there was no footprints on the ground?
Turned out there was no snow. I don't know. I couldn't sleep one
night.
What? Yeah, it's really weird. What was reported by the media and what was really going on are two different stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd have to, it's nuts. And they've been settling lawsuits, from, being accused by everyone from CBS to different, yeah. Yeah, I think
Well, I won't voice my opinion, but I have my opinion in that case, so but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do a deep dive on that, but I'm telling you what, there's so much evidence in that case, and how in the world it has not been found. I've always thought it was some weirdo from one of her pageants.
Right.
And that
I thought it was weird to do. Okay, this is my opinion, and and if anybody does this, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I just don't like the way I didn't like the way they dressed her, made her look like an older lady, and but yet she's just a little kid. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but that's my opinion. I'm not saying beauty pageants are wrong, okay? That's not what my opinion is. I just didn't agree with it. That's all. Because there are widows out there looking at kids, Yeah,
I don't think, now people are a lot more acute and aware. But right. When I was growing up, and even then, people weren't really thinking that the dude sitting by himself at the pageant could possibly follow you home and start scoping you out.
Right.
I got a comment for you, Kevin. Vegan
Uh-oh.
Mom says, could you imagine Grandis and Candace in a beauty pageant? Kevin would be
Oh
the
my.
pro for that. Please, if that happens, please.
Oh my God. I've seen better faces on iodine bottles.
I've never seen a face on an iodine bottle.
No, it's always a skull and a crossbone.
There you go. There you go.
A
You want to
beauty
start?
pageant. Ugh.
You want to start winding
Oh.
this down and sail everybody off into 2022?
Well, hell yeah.
All right. Well,
Everybody, have a great, great, great year. Seriously, I wish only the best for everyone. I really do. I hope that your year is full of happiness, just good fortune, whatever. I just hope all good things come to good people, man.
absolutely. Absolutely. We have had a great time on YouTube,
Yep.
even though what we talk about is not we're not a cooking channel, if you know what I mean. We're not covering our latest great find or great, our favorite movie or the last book we read. We do that in Discord though to try to keep it light. So we do the best we can to stick to the facts and not have any drama. But it's been fun and it's been amazing meeting all of you. We love the comments. We love when people come into Discord, like the page on Facebook, and we go back and forth in there. And these aren't easy things to talk about. And, but it needs to be discussed. People need to be aware.
I don't know them personally, but I've met so many good people just through YouTube. I really have. There's a lot of good people out there too. They're not all bad.
No. We've made lots of great friends. Lots of great.
I know people, yeah, these people have huge hearts for these missing kids. They just want justice and tougher laws, I think, need to be done for sure. Maybe the new year will bring tougher laws on child molesters and stuff.
Something's going to have to happen.
Yep.
Because it's a very sad society when we care more about bank robbers than we do what happens to children.
Yeah, or a semi driver that accidentally kills some people. Gets 100 and some years. Why? Somebody else walks away in less than 10. They're fucking molested kids. It don't make sense.
No, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I hope everyone has a very happy and safe New Year. If you're going out on New Year's Eve,
be careful.
Please be careful because there's all the amateur drunks out there. Just be careful. Please be careful. A lot of stuff happens. Have a nice dinner. Let us know. Let us know on the channel what you did for New Year's. We love seeing your pictures and what you have going on. And send us a email. We'll get you in a Discord and we can chat and just talk between shows. If not, we will see you Monday morning at 9 a.m. Or as some people say, we'll see you next year.
Remember to tell your kids or somebody in your family something you love them today. Don't forget. Thanks, everybody.
Happy New Year.